In 1974, when I was a 19-year-old college freshman at Harvard, my friend Paul Allen showed me an article in Popular Electronics magazine announcing the new Altair 8800 kit computer from a company called MITS. That was a wow moment for both of us because we knew this machine signaled the beginning of a new era where affordable, general-purpose personal computers running great software would change the world.
Intel had all the elements necessary to invent the PC business, but they just didn't get it. Lucky for us, someone did. This is the chip that launched the personal computer revolution. This is the magazine that announced it. In January 1975, featured on the cover was the world's first personal computer, the Altair 8800. It was the crazy idea of an ex-Air Force officer from Georgia, Ed Roberts.
If you look at it, it was kind of a grandiose, almost megalomaniac kind of scheme, And right now I couldn't do it because I could see right off there's no way you could do this. There isn't any way you could do this. But at that time, we just lacked the benefits of age and experience. We didn't know we couldn't do it.
Back in the 60s, Star Trek was telling the world that one day, computers would be multi-purpose, everyday tools.
Computed and recorded, dear.
With which we might all constantly interact.
Computer, you will not address me in that manner.
The sexy, technological innovation of the USS Enterprise had seduced the young Bruce Dammer and a generation of computer nerds.
When I was a kid, my brother and I used to lie in our bed and watch Star Trek. One of the things we always noticed, and that I always noticed, was Spock, whenever there was something to really be understood, he would go on the bridge over to a console that had like a hooded screen and look in, and blue light would shine on his face.
Oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere suitable for human life support.
And I always wondered, what is this guy seeing on this screen?
While Spock was staring into his mysterious database portal, the rest of the crew could be seen using user-friendly computers in every aspect of their lives. A revolutionary idea that would change everything.
So all the geeks in the 60s who were growing up saw that and said, we got to make that real in the 70s. And they did.
But it wouldn't happen overnight. Star Trek may have shown early computer pioneers what the future might be, but it didn't tell them how to get there. This would take some experimentation. The first attempt came in 1974 with a whopping great blue box that is widely seen as the first ever personal computer. But it's not quite the PC we take for granted today. It came as a highly intricate build-it-yourself kit, and once you had finished soldering its circuit boards together, users would find that it didn't actually really do anything because software hadn't been invented yet. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but for thousands of would-be tech types, it was a start. And thanks to its Trek fan inventor, Ed Roberts, it had a somewhat familiar-sounding name.
So here we have the Sputnik for the nerd generation. This is the Altair 8800, named after a solar system in Star Trek.
Head directly for Altair 6. Altair 6.
Now we're headed back to Altair. I think I'm going to get spacesick.
This became the focus of many homebrew and personal computer clubs. Kids trying to figure out how to make this thing useful. And a couple of those kids were Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, and their version of the Altair Useful was the Apple computer. And Bill Gates and his guys wrote BASIC, the language for this thing, and they created a company called Microsoft. So the modern world came out of this unassuming blue box.
And the rest is Star Trek history. Armed with their Star Trek visions and very big brains, young enthusiasts like Bill Gates took what they had learned from fiddling around with Altair and set about bringing the personal computer into all of our lives. The guys went on to found Microsoft and Apple, Silicon Valley, and the PC industry, completely changing the whole world, making everyone rich beyond their wildest dreams. Incredible, isn't it? Star Trek transformed the lives of us all with all its incredible new scientific and engineering concepts. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Well, can I go now? Oh, there's more? Sorry. But where did us Star Trek guys get this technological inspiration from? Did we study for years at the feet of Einstein?
Did we have some kind of special foresight into the future?
Or were we all just scientific geniuses? Well, no. The truth about how Star Trek came up with all this world-changing stuff is really quite simple. Made it all up.
What was that, Bill?
We made it all up. Are you happy?